Today we are going to be doing a reformer flow using our reformer and our box. That's all the equipment we will be using today. As always, make sure that you listen to your body, modify the springs as necessary to how you are feeling today and the reformer that you are working on. When you're ready, gather your equipment and we will get started. Okay guys, so I'm all set up. My box is placed in line with my carriage, about 2 inches away from the side, and I've got one medium spring on. That's one blue spring on this balanced body machine. We are gonna start seated on our box. So I want you to take your tailbone and just sit it right to the front edge of your box. Feet about shoulder distance apart here, hands behind the head, elbows reaching wide. Just take a moment to find your sit bones. Make sure they're pointing directly down into the box. Grow nice and long through the top of your head. Gaze is straight forward. Inhale here. Exhale, let's start by just tucking our tailbone under, rounding our low back. And then sitting up nice and tall again. And again, exhaling, rounding the low back. Tailbone tucks under towards the backs of the knees. And sit up nice and tall. We'll do that 3 more times. Small little movement, using those abdominals to tuck the tailbone. The last 2 here, exhaling. And sit up nice and tall, last time, exhaling. And sit up nice and tall on those sit bones. Inhale here, exhale, rotate to me. Inhale, back center. Exhale, rotate away. Beautiful. Inhale through center. Exhale, those lowest floating ribs are doing the most rotation. Inhale, back center, and exhale. We'll do that just a few more times each side. Pay attention to how your sit bones feel in that box. So even weight in the sit bones, knees staying nice and steady as you rotate. Let's do 1 more each way here. And 1 more time. Good, coming back forward, extending those hands forward of the shoulders, collarbones nice and wide. Take a big breath, inhale, grow taller. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under and roll back to the low back. Take a breath, inhale here, and then exhale, roll your spine just right back up to seated. We'll do 2 more just like that. Tailbone under, rolling the spine back, nice and slow and controlled. And rolling back up. The last time here, we will roll all the way back down onto our back. Hands come back behind the head. Walk your feet in a little closer if necessary. Take a breath, inhale here. Exhale, curl your head, neck, and chest up. Inhale, lower. And exhale, curl. Inhale, lower. And exhale, curl. Now we're going to add an alternating knee lift. So as the head, neck, and chest come up, one knee comes into tabletop and back down and switch. Now if you're on the shorter side like me, you might find that you'd rather just put your toes down than your heels on the floor, and that is just fine. 1 more each way. And we're going to keep going, but now we'll add rotation towards our lifting knee. So the knee lifts, we rotate towards it. Come back center and lower that foot. Exhale, lift and rotate. Inhale, lower and center. Just 2 more each side. Last time each way. Come back center, float those hands up above the shoulders, take a breath, inhale, and exhale. Let's roll our spine all the way up. Now again, I'm on a medium spring. You could also do this series on a light spring if you have option for a yellow. We're going to take our loop or our strap and place it around our inside knee, and then we'll end up laying back down all the way on our back again. Good, so that strapped knee is going to come into a tabletop position, hands behind the head again, elbows wide. we're just gonna keep the knee right over the hip. So you've got a little tension on that band or on that strap. And now again, we're gonna curl up and lower down. And exhale and inhale. Nice job, guys. Let's do 4 more here. And 3, sliding those front ribs down to the hips. And last time here. Stay lifted and just drive the knee in for 8, 7, 6. You can flex the foot here if you prefer. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Hold that knee right over the hip. And now let's rotate towards it with our opposite elbow and come back center. Rotate and center for 4 and 3. Hips nice and stable. Last 1, stay in rotation here. And again, drive the knee in, flexed or pointed foot for 8, 7, 6. Really lift those ribs up and over to the opposite hip. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now just stay rotated. Last exercise here. We're going to lift our standing foot up and tap, and up, and tap, for 6, 5, last 3, last 2, and last time. Very nice job. Lower that foot down. We'll slip that strap off of our knee, and we will come all the way up to seated. Very nice. So again, I'm on that medium spring. Now I'm going to kneel on my box, facing towards my carriage. I apologize that my back is towards you guys. And we are going to take our long or short loop, if you have an option, in our hand that's closest to it. Knees wide, toes together behind you for hug a tree. So stand up nice and tall on those knees, tailbone pointing straight down towards the carriage, shoulder blades anchored down away from the ears. Let's exhale. Pull the fingertips towards one another and inhale away. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Now if you need a little less tension, you could go to your longer loop. You could also scooch a little bit towards your shoulder blocks or reduce the spring. Let's just do 4 more here. Last 2. And last 1. Now hold those fingertips together. Interlace the fingers or one palm on top of each other. Rotate towards your shoulder blocks through the torso. And exhale back towards your foot bar. Inhale towards the shoulder blocks. Exhale towards the foot bar. Working really hard to keep the pelvis pointing straight forward. And the hands right at the sternum. So I don't want my hands shifting to one side or the other. I want them right in front of the center of my chest. Last 4 here. And 3. And last time through. Beautiful job. So I am going to now switch my spring out to one light spring. For me, that's a yellow. Strap in the same hand. From here, arms out to the sides. Soft bend in the elbows till you feel the tension engage on that strap. Now we're going to pull the arms in. Reach both arms up. Bring both elbows down and extend both arms. Bend, extend, bend, and open. Bend, extend, bend, and open. Your elbow is just slightly forward of the rib cage. Last 2. And last time here. Very nice job. Okay, put that strap back. Then we're going to change this out to one medium spring. And come to kneeling on our actual carriage for a moment. So I'm going to take my hands Right over the outside lip or the wooden ledge of my reformer, my hands should feel like they can slide freely back and forth so they're not stopping my movement here. And then we are going to take our loop onto our inside foot. Nice. So just make sure that you can freely move the carriage back and forth. And then we are going to hover our inside knee off of the carriage, kick it straight back behind us, and now slide it to the left and to the right, using your inner thigh here to move that carriage. Body is in one nice long line. Hips are square to the mat underneath you. And you're using those obliques here as well as the inner thigh. You've got 5 and 4. Last 2 and last 1. Now try to hold that leg directly back behind your hip, and we're going to lower it towards the box and lift it back up. The carriage will stay still here. Lower it down towards the box and lift. For 4 and 3. Last 2 and last 1. Just up and hold. Put some tension on that strap and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend that knee in. We're going to carefully put our other foot into that loop and switch it out. Make sure you feel in control here. So now your strap is on your outside foot. Extend the leg long, and now we're reaching out to the left and over to the right. Laterally bringing that leg directly across. Again, hips are square towards your carriage. For 5 and 4, really use that outer hip. Last 3 and last 1. Hold that leg directly behind the sit bone and lower, and lift the leg down and up. Again, carriage stays fairly stable here. The last 4, I say that as the carriage moves. Last 3 and 2, and last time. Hold the leg up, press out into your strap, just hold there for 8, 7, 6, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Carefully bring the knee down to the carriage. We're going to slip that strap off of our foot, place the strap back. Nice job. And now we'll switch out to one heavy spring. So I'm going to put a red on. I'm taking my medium spring off. And then I am going to stay kneeling on the carriage and bring my forearms down to my box here. So the foot that's closest to the outside of the carriage is going to go against my shoulder block. I'm going to carefully extend the carriage out so that my knees are behind my hips. Lift my knees off. Good. And cross my inside leg over my outside ankle. So I'm in this forearm plank here. Hips are low. From here, you're going to lift the hips up and lower the hips down. And lift the hips up and lower the hips down. Shoulders are right over those elbows. Crown of the head pivots down towards the fist as the hips lift. Let's do 4 more here. And 3. And last time. Good. Carefully lower those knees back down, pull the carriage in, and all we're going to do is switch out our feet. So I'm going to switch the cross of my ankles so that the foot closest to the outside of the reformer is on top. Coming back down to my forearms, shoulders away from the ears. Just adjust your feet till they feel comfortable. Press the carriage out, come into your plank. Hold your plank. Your outside foot is going to tap down towards the floor and back up and over. Down and up and over. For 4, 3, last 2, last 1, hold the leg up and slide it laterally out to the side and in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the carriage in, place both knees down, and carefully prop yourself up. Beautiful job. So we're still on that one heavy spring. One more time, we're gonna kneel on our box next to the machine, right about in the middle, maybe a little closer to the foot bar side. One hand on the foot bar. The hand on the foot bar is optional, but it's nice to start there to give yourself a little bit of stability. Your inside foot is going to go against your shoulder block, toes on, slight bit of external rotation through the knee, top hand behind the head. From here, we just push the carriage out and in. Push and pull. Heel is lifted fairly high. Now, if you feel like super stable here and you don't need that foot bar hand, let's work on balance, pushing out and in on that shoulder block. Again, if you'd like to stay here, you're welcome to. One hand down is fine. If you'd like to add a little bit of side flexion as the knee comes towards you, curl towards it, and then reach out long as the leg extends. Lift and reach. Lift and reach. For 5, 4, last 2, last 1. Let's extend the leg long, lean the body over and pulse up and up. Elbow reaching towards the sky for 8, 7, keep the carriage as steady as possible. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully bring that knee in and step down. Very nice job. So we're gonna now just take that box around all the way to the other side. I hope you guys can see me okay. I apologize if it's harder to see me on this side. But again, you want your box lined up next to your carriage, about 2 inches away from the side. Go back to your medium or your light spring, whatever you did on the other side, and come have a seat at the front tip of your box. Good. So we're going to take our inside loop over our inside knee, long or short loop, whatever you have access to, and then we are going to come all the way down onto our back here. Make sure the loop feels secure, 2 or 3 inches below the line of the knee. Hands behind the head. Keep the knee directly above the hip. Exhale, curl the head, neck, and chest up. Inhale, lower the head, neck, and chest down. Your standing heel can be down or lifted here. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Let's do 4 more here. Last 2. Last 1. Keep the head, neck, and chest lifted and just drive the knee into the chest for 8, 7. Tailbone nice and heavy. Last 4. And last 1, hold the knee directly above the hip. Let's rotate towards that knee and open. Lifting the ribs up and over towards the opposite hip. Last 4. Last 2. And last 1. Now let's stay in rotation. Drive the knee in and in and in. For 4, 3, flexed or pointed toe. Last 1. Now listen, that outside foot, the standing foot, is going to lift up and tap, and up and tap. For 5, 4, Last two, and last time. Very nice job. Let's take that strap off of the thigh, slip your foot out, and come up. Sorry for the banging of the carriage. Okay, so now we're gonna come to kneeling on our backs. Again, I'm on that one medium spring. You could be on one light, okay? Shorter loop or longer loop for hug a tree. So I like my knees a little bit wider than my hips. I'm thinking about squeezing the space in between my knees so that I can grow nice and tall, arms wide, elbows slightly lower than the hands. Meet those pinkies and open those hands. Again, meet those pinkies and open those hands. Find your breath here. Try to keep even weight in both knees. Good for 4. And 3. Last one. Hands one on top of another or interlace the fingers. Rotate towards your shoulder blocks. Hands at the sternum. Rotate back. For 4. 3. And last time. Very nice job. Now I'm going to drop down to one light spring for this next exercise. Good. So kneeling on the box. You could also make this exercise maybe a little easier if you just took your knees up onto the carriage instead of the box. So that's always another option. We're going to bring both arms out to the sides. I've got to move over just slightly. Pull the hands in, fingertips pointing straight up to the ceiling. Reach the arms up, bend the elbows down, and then extend the arms out just till you have a little bit of tension on that strapped arm. And again, bend, reach, lower, and extend. Elbows slightly forward of the ribs to keep those scaps on your back. Last 3 here. And 2. And last time. Very nice job. Switching back to my medium spring. Coming to kneeling on the carriage. And again, the heels of my hands are on my carriage and my fingers are just hovering over the wooden frame. That loop, large or small, can go on the foot that's closest to it. Find stability through your pelvis and your shoulders. Nice long arms. Extend your leg back behind you in line with the hip. Square the pelvis off. Laterally move the leg left and right here, using the inner thighs and the obliques. For 5. Last 2. And last 1. Hold that foot directly behind the sit bone. Let's lower the foot down towards the box behind us and back up, keeping the carriage as steady in space as possible. For 4. Last 1, up and hold. Put some energy into that strap. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend that knee down to the carriage. We will transfer the strap onto our other foot. You can use your hand or kind of monkey your way in there. Okay. If your wrists are starting to feel a little bit of discomfort, you could always come up to your fist here. Just use caution to make sure those wrists feel secure. Okay. Extend your other leg back behind you. And now let's laterally bring the leg to the left and to the right. Keeping the hips square, toes pointed down towards the floor on that lifted leg. Let's do 5 more here. Last 3. Last time, pull the leg directly behind your hip, lower it down, and lift it up. For 5. Last 3. And last one, just hold, put a little pressure into that strap. Really use the outer hip. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully bring that knee down to the carriage. We'll slip our foot out of our strap and put our strap down. Now I'm going to turn or switch my spring into that one heavy spring. You could probably do this on a medium as well. So play around with what feels good. Again, we're coming on to the box with our forearms. Our body is slightly angled. Elbows directly under the shoulders. We're going to lift our knees, pressing out into plank. Cross our inside leg over our outside leg. And then pike the hips up and lower the hips down. Pike the hips up and lower the hips down. Tailbone reaching towards the ceiling. And let's do 5. This is a nice little exercise to get ready to eventually do, for people to get ready to eventually do snake. Last 3. Last 1. Bend the knees, bring the carriage in. All we're doing is switching out the cross of our ankles. So your other foot is against your shoulder block here. Coming back down to the forearms, lifting your knees, and pressing out into plank. Good. Lowering your foot down towards the floor, and back up and cross. Down, and back up and cross. For 5, 4, last 2, last time, hold the leg up, slide it to the right and to the left for 5, 4, last 2, and last 1. Bend the knees, pull the carriage in. Very nice job. Pivot around here, coming back onto your box. I'm going to come back down to that medium spring. Again, you could do it on a medium or heavy. Inside hand is on your foot bar. Outside foot is on your shoulder block. Actually, I think I'm going to go to a heavy. I think that is what I did on the other side. But again, feel free to choose. So foot is on that shoulder block with the leg a little bit externally rotated. Top hand behind the ear. And now we're just going to press the carriage out and pull the carriage in. This bottom hand can be your support throughout. You could just come to the fingertips and have it there. Or if you're feeling confident in your balance today, then both hands behind the head. Nice. Now as that knee comes towards you, if you'd like to add a little bit of lateral flexion towards it, and then lean away, and laterally flex, and lean away. For 5. Good. The last 3. Last one, let's lean away, nice long body, and lift up, up. Use those top obliques to keep the carriage as steady as possible for 8, 7, 6, nice for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way in. Now we're going to come up onto the reformer kneeling. I'm going to put on 1 more spring, so I'm on 1 heavy and 1 medium. Hands are wide on the foot bar, feet against the shoulder blocks, and we are going to come up into a plank. So, shoulders over the wrists, shoulder blades slide down the back, Let's just press out and in a few times here. Nice long body. Let's do 3 more like this. Last one. Hold the shoulders behind the wrists and bend the knees in and out. Hips stay low for 4. Last 2. Last one, let's combine the 2. Bring the carriage in, out. Bring the knees in, out. Bring the carriage in, out. Bring the knees in, out. Let's do 3 more rounds. And 2. And last time here. Very nice job. Bring the carriage in and carefully bring your knees down. Feet still against the shoulder blocks. Open up the collarbones. Press the pelvis forward. Lift the sternum and press out and pull up and in. Inhale and exhale. Last 3. And 1 more time. Good. From here, tuck your toes towards your headrest. Bring your hips towards your heels. Press the carriage out, letting your forehead come towards the carriage. And just rest for a moment. Nice, lift yourself up. Take one hand underneath and just do a slight little twist. Bring that hand back up and twist to the other side. Both hands on the foot bar. One more time through center. Good, when you're ready, pull the carriage in, roll yourself up, have a comfortable seat. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed that reformer flow using the long box. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications down below. Also, please feel free to leave me a message. I'd love to hear what you thought about this workout and what you'd like to see next. Again, thanks for being with me here today, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.